Assalamualaikum and hi madam, my name is Adiana Sofia and today I'm going to be presenting about the introduction. The poetry that we have chosen is included in the guidebook. Aside from that, the poem's concept and title are also included in the guidebook. It also included the poem structure as well as some of the poem literacy devices. The poem, This is a Photograph of Me, is inspired by a true story about a drowning teenage youngster. The literacy devices that contains in this poem is enjambment, imaginary, irony, simile, metaphor, alliteration, repetition, and also rhythm that is used in this poetry. And in my opinion, I think that this poem is suited for the university students since the words that are used in the poem is very precise and it would be difficult for the students in school to understand the poetry because the tale that the poet is attempting to tell is very difficult for students in school to comprehend. Thank you.
My name is Rolisa Hanis. I'll be presenting about the title and the theme. The title of Margaret's Atwood's poem, This is a Photograph of Me, could be interpreted in a variety of ways as the speaker may run the risk to seek our attention to the photograph. She begins by describing the photograph in terms of the time, which is not a latest photograph but one captured some time ago. It happens to be smeared as there are smudge lines as if she had been visually analysed the image. As for the theme, the poem speaker described a photograph, first showing the entire blurry image and then drawing the reader's attention to different details within its attractive landscape. On the middle of the poem, it is discovered that the speaker's lifeless body is also depicted, albeit in a faint form. The speaker reveals the limitation of recording history as the photo's narrative becomes progressively dark and intense. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hi, my name is Lina. So for this part, me and Shandi did it together and we will be explaining the interpretation of this poem so that we can see all the elements that was used in this poem together. Okay, as for the lines 1 until 5, which is it was taken some time ago, at first it seems to be a smear print, blurred lines and gray flecks blended with the paper. So the elements that was used here is metaphor. This is because the poet is portraying her life, so this is a metaphor which is making a connection between the condition of the photograph and the poet's life.
Good day, madam. I'm Shandishwari Rajasingham. So, lines 6 to 12. Then, as you scan it, you can see something in the left-hand corner. A thing that is like a branch, part of a tree, balsam or spruce, emerging and to the right halfway up, what ought to be a gentle slope of small frame house. In the left corner, there is a thing like a branch of a tree. She is an integral of the image like a branch of a tree. In the hazy image, the house appears to be a gentle slope. So readers have to imagine this slope is a reflection of the house. Inspiration for these lines are simile. A dramatic monologue because it's a one-way communication, and this is to create curiosity for the readers.
Alright, as for the next line, which is 13 until 18, it sounds like this. In the background, there is a lake, and beyond that, some low hills. The photograph was taken the day after I drowned. I am in the lake, in the center of the picture, just under the surface. So the elements here was tone or mood because this is where the narrator invites the reader to imagine what is presented in the image. There's something in the left corner that looks like a tree branch. The speaker appears to be referring to her family tree here, which is she like a tree limb is essential aspect of the image. This line develops a mysterious tone and puts the listener in a sorrowful mood as they realize the metaphor for the picture is most likely the last thing the victim sees before drowning.
Lines 19 to 26. It is difficult to say where precisely or to say how large or small I am. The effect of water on light is a distortion. But if you look how long enough, eventually you will able to see me. Here, Atwood is trying to say image is all about. Previously, it is said that image is not clear. It appears as if the poet is talking about the childish self of a person. As one matures, this self starts submerging into the unseen depths of subconscious mind. The last interpretations for these lines are imagery. This stanza invokes a sense of feeling for the reader. This sense of overwhelming can be imagined with the image of water and river. Thank you.
Greetings everyone, I'm Anthony Rajan. So for the part 2, we chose similarities and differences. In this poem, this is a photograph of me. There are a lot of poems that are related to it, and we chose The Art of Drowning by Billy Collins. So for the similarities, we chose two similarities in both poems, and first is the story of the poem. So for this is a photograph of me. The story is based on a tragic story of a drowned child, and it is not that clear whether the child has drowned accidentally or if been pushed by someone else. But the main of the story is a child has been drowned in the water. As for the other poem, The Art of Drowning, it presents the art or the act of drowning. The poet presents the tragic act of drowning oneself deep into the water in a manner that it becomes humorous as well as interesting to read and think about it. The second similarity in both poems is the literary devices, which is repetition. In the poem, this is a photograph of me. There are lots of eyes and to say sounds in the poetry, and it also produces a fleeting rhythm. As for The Art of Drowning, it has lots of assonance and also consonance repetition, and also the phrase bottom and forgotten in the final verse. So moving on to the differences, there are two differences in both poems. Firstly is themes. The theme in This Is a Photograph of Me is that appearance versus reality, innocence, the transience of life, and disappointment. As for The Art of Drowning, there are life, memory, consciousness, and reality. Next is the structure of the poem. For the poem, This Is a Photograph of Me, is separated into two sections. The first part describing the image of the child, and it contains 3 stanzas, while the following part, comprising 4 stanzas, explores the sad reality. And also there is no rhyming lines in this poem, as this is a free verse poem. As for the poem The Art of Drowning is a 5 stanza poem that is separated into uneven sets of lines. The first and second stanzas contain 5 lines, and the third and fourth and fifth are 6 lines. There are still moments of full and half rhyme, as well as several poetic techniques the poet made use of. Thank you.
Hello, madam. My name is Adam, and today I'll be talking about my part regarding the poem "This Is a Photography of Me." And basically, I've been assigned to talk about what, what, what the reader feels, or basically what we felt when we were to read the poem and analyze it in a way. And to put it bluntly, we feel like this poem is very difficult to analyze as it took us quite some time to to put together proper analysis. We feel that some sentences are not up to par to our standards, and well, we and this is a difficult poem, but we did say that this poem is suited for university students, and it is the case because we as university students find it challenging, but it's a good challenge. It enhances your skills. It enhances your analytical skills basically, and this poem is basically that filter. It's not too hard, nor is it too easy. And this po this poem, we feel, in my humblest opinion, it's a very good poem if you're a lecturer and you assign your students, hey, the an at hey, use this poem and find some metaphors or find some literal.
Lastly, for the conclusion, other than that, it also taught us about how to work together in a group and help each other out. You also get to learn how to create a guidebook and learn new knowledge. The poem that we chose contained a powerful theme such as feminism, the distortion of reality, and lastly, the importance of understanding others in society. Apart from that, it taught us how to work together in a group and assist one another. Thank you.